This is your daily briefing, and you are most welcome to it. Harry Kane statement, that's what this is all about. Don't worry, I'm not going to take forever. There isn't that much to actually talk about. I'm going to pull out the salient points. I'm going to pull out some quotes that we've had previously in the last 7 days, and then I'm going to ask you to tell me what you think, because after all, this is a two-way street. Harry Kane's released a statement on his social media channels. I think most of you have read it. I've put it in the community section on this page, so it's sat there for you to read at your leisure. I would add it's been reacted to with comments from 2 or 3 players who used to be at Spurs, but it's not been replied to by anybody who is still currently at Spurs. Make of that what you will. It's been almost 10 years since I made my Spurs debut. For every one of those years, you, the fans, have shown me total love and support. That's why it hurts to read some of the comments this week questioning my professionalism. Here's a phrase that pays. While I won't go into the specifics of the situation, so there is a situation, I want to clarify that I would never and have never refused to train. I will be returning to the club tomorrow as planned. I wouldn't do anything to jeopardise the relationship with the fans who have given me such, and here's the second phrase, unwavering support during my time with the club, which is very much heading into the territory of past tense. This has always been the case as it is today. Signed, Harry. My concern is that Charlie Kane may have bungled this. I'll be very careful in what I say, not because I'm worried about getting sued. I just want to be fair. I've spoken to a number of people this week in this business. I've never met Charlie Kane, but there are question marks about how sharp his acumen is. So I'll leave that with you. Pep Guardiola has given us lots of sound bites from his latest presser, and journalists are pulling out the paragraph that suits their narrative, suits what they wish to present. So, the bottom line is, as far as money is concerned, there's obviously lots of talk of Lionel Messi. I believe he's almost certainly going to PSG. And there's also talk about Jack Grealish, 100 million quid. As Pep has already come out and said, well, it didn't cost us 100, it cost us 40 because we already earned or won 60. And they've got players left to sell, Bernardo Silva to name but one. There's probably about 3 in a holding pattern at City that could well be ta-da. So Simon Stone from the BBC, he's chosen to take a different paragraph, shall we say. As Pep intimated, there are no negotiations between City and Spurs re Harry Kane. It is up to City to initiate them, but no point if no encouragement given. Given Kane's statement, I'm surprised it took until now for somebody to confirm the return to club was scheduled for tomorrow and not last Monday. So, okay, Simon, you're saying that there's no activity on the transfer front, and essentially, unless something seismic happens, there's nothing to see here, which some might suggest is a very BBC way of dealing with it. However, prior to the Kane statement, which has got those 2 phrases in, I already mentioned, we had the slap down from Nuno in his press conference, where he said, I believe we should discuss internally among us and try to avoid any kind of public argument or discussion about it. So again, there's a situation here, public argument or discussion. This isn't simply a confusion. And if Kane is talking about the specifics of his situation, then there's something there. So why are we getting so wrapped up in this? Because 4 days ago, and this I need to put into perspective for you, we've got 2 sites in this country that both based in London and both feed from, how shall I put it gently, are suckled by the same breast, which is to say the press office at Tottenham. And so for the Evening Standard to come out and say that Harry Kane is going to get hit with a significant fine after failing to report back to the club on Monday, then this only reiterates that there's a real issue. The Standard and Football London, the other one, do not make stuff up. For all of their faults, more so with Football.London, they don't invent stuff. And so they might speculate, they might this, they might the other, But Tottenham plans to hit him with a fine, and it finishes off with Kane is not thought to have communicated the reasons for his no-show to Spurs on Monday. So either this is a gross misrepresentation, which I don't believe it to be the case, or, and then we go back to Harry Kane talking to Gary Neville. And Kane said then, I'm sure that Levy will want to set out the plan of where he sees it, but ultimately it's going to be down to me and how I feel, and what's going to be best for me and my career at this moment in time. Messi goes to PSG. Grealish only cost 40 million, opposed to the 100 being bandied around because they've got 60 million worth of winnings at Manchester City. There's still plenty of scope for Spurs to sell to City. I think the situation is due to Harry Kane's agent, or agents, because it's Patrick as well, his father, having not quite got things right. And it's all very well Harry going off to Florida and spending time with the family. I understand that, but that alone isn't enough. And if Daniel Levy is still not answering the phone, then the collision course that I spoke to you about a couple of weeks ago now, we've just got much, much closer to it. This is going to be resolved very, very soon. I can't see Kane staying at Spurs, and I'm not buying any of the reasons that have been proffered so far. I'm not finding a compelling argument that would deny Kane his move. I don't want him to go, but I think that's the way it's heading. That's all for now. Good luck. Keep it Tottenham.